Hello, how are you?
Hi, Lorna. I'm doing well. I'm kind of getting over a cold, but overall, well, I'm glad I'm on the mend.
Yes, absolutely. I'm glad that you sound pretty good. You sound pretty good. I
Thanks.
love it. And I feel like we're matching today. Are you wearing green?
Yeah, I am. I've got like a green hoodie on right now.
Oh my God, that's amazing. We're like twins. I love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Awesome. Well, I am just like so grateful that you are here and you're just like wanting to share your experience because I think a lot of people are ready to stop their binge eating. They're ready to, heal their relationship with food, but sometimes it's like getting started is daunting, and it's like just hearing somebody else share their experience and what it was like. It just literally gives people so much hope, but also like excitement for what's truly possible. So I'm just very excited that you're open and you're willing to come on and share your experience. So why don't you
Mhm.
just start off by like sharing a little bit about like who you are, just for like some context before we kind of like dive in. Anything you want to do to like introduce yourself.
Yeah, sure. So my name is Gwen. I'm 27 and I've definitely been struggling, well, had a struggle with food and my relationship with food for a well over 10 years. I would say like definitely like started around high school. I definitely got a hand on it. I would say like right before graduating college, but then I think I lost focus of what was important and more focusing on what people thought of my body and how I could keep it that way. And so I started restricting a lot. And I think it just got me caught back up in those bad habits. So that's why I joined this program. Um, a little more about like my personal life. I've got a lot of siblings that I'm really, really close with. I have a puppy too. Well, I guess she's still a puppy. She's going to be two soon. So, kind of a more of a dog now that I absolutely love spending time with. And some of the things that I do to enjoy myself is just baking, cooking. I really like working out. Spending time with my dog. And yeah, that's a little bit about me. So,
I love it. I love it. And
mhm.
it's, oh, I just love that you shared like what brings you joy, because it's so interesting. Like we always talk about like in the program and stuff, like food can't just be like the main source of joy in your life. Like yes, it's
So
pleasurable, it's
true.
enjoyable, but there's so many other, things in your life that brings you joy. And I'm just kind of curious, do you feel like as a result of like a better relationship with food, which we'll get into, do you feel like you've been able to enjoy like those things so much more?
Absolutely. And it's like I don't necessarily look at them anymore as something to do.
Mm.
I feel like while I'm doing it now, I actually slow down and I'm like, hey, you're finding joy in this. Because before it was just like, yeah, these are my hobbies. Like I do them when I'm stressed. And I think that was the thing is like I just thought of it as a stress reliever, but I never actually slowed down and took time to be like, oh, that actually does bring me a lot of joy or makes me happy. So
That is
yeah,
so good.
that
It's
was
like, yeah, and it's
mhm.
not just like checking off the boxes. It's not just like, oh, got to do my workout today, got to force myself to do this. It's like, oh wait, like I actually like how it makes me feel. So I
Yeah,
love that.
yeah.
So let's go back to before you joined the academy. I want you to share like what specifically were you struggling with in terms of body image, relationship with food, binging? Like what specifically was like the biggest struggles for you?
So it's kind of interesting because back then, before I joined, I would have said that I had trouble controlling myself around food.
Mm.
And now that I've been through the program, I know that what I actually was struggling with was body image. Like that is the bottom line. Um, so yeah, it this has really changed my perspective. And I feel like that's like the simplest answer that I could give to the question. But yeah, definitely the biggest struggle was body image. And of course, like another thing that I really noticed that the program showed me is I still have those days when I'm struggling with body image, but it's so nice that the program told me that I can tell myself I'm on a journey, and then it takes off the pressure even more. So I
Yeah.
think that's another thing I was struggling with, was just like putting pressure on myself.
Everyone struggles with that. It's like everyone's so used to like diets and like you got to see results in 8 weeks. And then it's like
Right.
you're on your recovery journey and it's like you've struggled with this for, 10 plus years. And it's like it's not going to be a quick fix. I think that's so
Right.
important to talk about. And body image. Yes, people, like you said, it's like I just don't have enough control or I don't have enough motivation, when really it's like when we're struggling with the way that we look, you're not going to choose the food that's satisfying you. You're not going to, you're
Yeah.
going to choose the lowest calorie option, right? So
Mhm.
what helped you be able to like feel at peace with your body, even if we don't love what we see in the mirror, but like what really helped you have a better self-image, which as a result also helped you with the binges?
Mhm. Definitely journaling at night, because like not only the modules helped so much, but this was kind of like the different type of journaling. This was more just at the end of my day. It was the one that you sent, where it's kind of self-led, or the book kind of leads you through it.
Yeah.
And they would go through and they would say, how did you take care of yourself today? Where did you see joy? What are three things you're thankful for? And that, just going through each one of those and listing out the things during the day, I would try to incorporate my body into it, because I was on that journey to accepting myself.
Right.
And just going through that really did open my eyes. I'm like, my body can do a lot and amazing things, and I should be happy with that. I shouldn't be like, yeah, well, that's a given. I can do that. Like, and then especially when you see other people who aren't as fortunate as you, makes you
Yep.
open your eyes even more that like I'm pretty cool. Like I can do a lot of stuff. And yeah, I think that that was really it. And it, again, it's nice to have those moments to go back on if I ever am in that moment of weakness.
Yes. Yeah. It's shifting the focus away from like what our body looks like. And like you said, like what our body can do for us, but also like who you are. Like, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like we are such special, worthy human beings. And it's like when we really like feel that at our core, it's like we're not worried about like if the number on the scale goes up by like a pound, like what it's like I'm a badass, like this is who I am, like
Yeah,
it's just you to see yourself as more than that. So I love that so
right. Yeah. And it also just like kind of adding on to that, just slowing down and seeing that kind of made me start to like put a positive spin on things. Like I thought of like how I'm Phoebe, my dog's name is Phoebe. I thought of how I'm like Phoebe's mom. I'm like, she doesn't care what my body looks like. She just knows that I'm a great mom to her. And then it's like, I can turn that to like other people in my life who really care about me, don't care about what my body looks like, just know that, I'm always there for them, or as a sister, as a friend, just stuff like that. So that was
much.
awesome.
So good. I love that, like, just like perspective. So I wanted to go back. You said like a few years ago, you kind of felt good with food. So I kind of want to hear like what specifically did you do back then that helped you maybe have like a few, good months with food? Um, Compared to obviously like learning the root and rewire process, rewiring your brain and like doing things sustainably. Like what do you feel was different from like what you've done before that like allowed you to go back to old habits compared to like rewiring the brain?
Hmm. So I would say like I don't necessarily think I would do it this way again, because obviously it wasn't really sustainable, or didn't lead to sustainability.
Yeah.
But I feel like I almost kind of intuitively ate. I just didn't have a label for it. I
Right.
definitely was a little bit strict. Like I did have some restriction in there, but I think that eventually I got to a point where um like I was like, it's okay to have this, just moderation. Like I think moderation and self-talk was like my biggest highlight things.
Mm.
And I also noticed that if I had a day where I just really, really, really wanted to binge, I would be like, you can have whatever you want, just don't binge and just have it in moderation. And I think that eventually that the main thing was that I built that habit. It wasn't necessarily that I was like, no, no, no. It was that I changed that habit, but
Right.
I didn't necessarily have a word for it. And this program was so different because it gave me so many tools that I didn't have before, like breath work, or even just like physically moving around, stuff like that. I had no idea. And I just was thinking, like, if I could have done this back then, it wouldn't have taken so long. Because the first time I conquered it, I think it took like years, honestly, like maybe a year and a half. And then this program in itself was so much quicker than that and like so much faster results. So yeah, I would say that that's the main difference. I also think that a huge difference of this program was seeing the root of the problem, because I always knew deep down that I didn't like my body. And the first time I was like, oh, just get to your goal weight and then you'll love your body and then it'll be easy. And this time around it's like, no, throw out the scale, love your body, and everything else is going to fix itself.
Yes. Yes. Oh, I love that you said that because I think sometimes we feel like we're like a special unicorn of like everyone else can gain weight, but like I can't love my body, and it's like, no, we can find a way where we can feel at peace with our body, where we can, feel so good in our own skin. Like we're not the exception. Like we don't have to go from like, I hate my body to I love my body, but just like coming to this place of peace and recognizing we've done the weight loss before, and did we still
Right.
feel good about our body or did we still hate our body? It's like
Right.
being
Right. There
honest with yourself.
definitely. And I mean, even at my lowest weight, there were
Yeah.
still days where I did not feel how I looked. And
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that
Yeah.
feeling's not going to go away until you fix that problem. So,
Yeah. And I just want to give like kudos to you because after trying things and like, like trying these different, methods and trying on your own. And it's like, sometimes it's like, I'm so exhausted. Like I've tried for a year and a half. Like I just want to be done. But you came to me and you obviously knew this was like a sustainable program. But even though we do things sustainably, that doesn't mean that you can't get results quick. And I love that you shared that of like, I actually did a sustainable route, but I saw results faster. And I kind of want you to talk about that a little bit. Like what specific results did you see in this program with like your relationship with food and like the binges and all that stuff?
um, that's a good question. I would say I'm going to think a little on this one. I think in the moment it felt a little bit longer than it was, but taking it day by day, like I just noticed that each day, if I'm gonna go back to the journal that I had. So the one day the one page would talk about that day, what you were thankful for, and then the next day was talking about an intention that you would set. And I think that this program really helped me to just focus on that one intention. And for me, that one intention was accepting myself. And the biggest thing, or one of the biggest things of this program, which I loved and I think I'll use the rest of my life, is even if I don't want to accept myself today, I'm going to respect my body because it deserves it and it can do so much. So I can't even tell you how many days in a row in my journal I would write, my priority tomorrow is take it one day at a time and just respect your body.
Yes.
And I think that that was the one thing that like this program gave me that helped me to, although it seemed slow, helped me to see results so quickly,
Yep.
because just taking it day by day, all of a sudden it would be a month and I'd be like, wow, I haven't binged, and or like I haven't wanted to.
Yeah.
Um, I think the only time during the program where I actually had an urge to binge was hormone related. And I think it was just like that week before my time of the month when I'm just like very like self-critical. And that is something that this program helped me to see, so like, which really, really sped up results, is like I was able to see like, okay, you're gonna feel this way for a few days, so just brace yourself. Don't listen to the lies. Like, just keep on going. And
Yeah.
honestly, like getting through that in itself, like I think just like pushed me forward eons. And I mean, even before, like it took me 27 years, like this program to see that week when I'm feeling it's not real. So yeah, I think that really helped.
Oh my God. Like, can we just take a moment? You had like, you said like maybe like an urge or two. Like, this is huge, Gwen. Like, I didn't just want to come on here to like share your experience. Like, I just want to celebrate you. Like, that's, can we just like take a moment? Like,
Thanks. Yeah, no,
huge.
it is. I'm really happy. Yeah.
Okay, let us know, like, how does it feel? Because like for me, it was almost like, does this feel real? Like, wait, no. Like, I'm gonna binge soon, but like it's been a while since you've had that, right? So
Mhm.
how does it feel?
It feels good. I think this is just part of my personality. Whenever it's going really well, I get a
Mhm.
little nervous
Yeah,
and because I'm like, oh, you know, something scary is right around the corner like that. But whenever I do feel anxious like that, I just kind of gotta like rewind and just remember what's your intention today.
yeah,
Because like as long as I have a hold on that, like a hold on my intention,
yeah,
and as long as I remember it's not about the food, like I just need to go through that pyramid of you feel anxious, you want to self-soothe, it's
yeah,
still gonna be there after you binge.
yeah,
So, you know,
yeah.
but besides that feeling of like nervousness after I talk my way through it, I'm like, this is like, it's so nice. Like, it frees up so much more. You don't feel like you're, you know, have to plan around a binge. Like, you know that your plans aren't going to be interrupted. My work day is not going to be interrupted. I can be there for people I need to be with. I can be there for my dog. I'm not going to lay on the couch after a binge and be like annoyed that she wants to go for a walk or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's very freeing and and brings a lot of joy because I can just look for joy in other areas of my life too.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Just like just having more time to spend with the people that you love is literally the reason why people want to do this, right? To get their mental real estate back. So it's
so
awesome that
true.
you are experiencing that.
Yeah.
So the last few things here, I want to talk about the community aspect. So whether, you are able to come on calls or just being like plugged into the community, even just like watching the replays or just like knowing that the chat is there. I want you to share like your experience with just not feeling alone and just like knowing that other people are going through the same thing as you. Like anything you want to share on that, because I think it's a huge aspect of healing.
hmm Yeah. I would say that was another thing that was different about me healing this time versus the previous time.
Yeah.
I'm very, very close with my siblings, like I said before. And two of my sisters kind of struggled similarly with the relationship with food. I think mine was a little more extreme. And they were able to conquer it on their own, thankfully. So I did have them to talk to, but I feel like, even though we kind of knew we were struggling with it, it's like none of us ever really went into like detail with how bad it was.
Yeah.
And so ultimately, and also just kind of my personality, I was the type of person where I'm like, I don't want them to have to worry about it. Like, I'll do it on my own. I'll do it on my own.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so, like, this time around, I was just like, I can't do it on my own. And I know I've said that to you before. Like, I just couldn't even, like, it took so long before because I didn't have the tools I needed. And
Yep.
so, thinking about doing that for that long by myself again, I was just like, no, like, there's no way. So, when I saw like you popped up on Instagram, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. Like I'm at rock bottom, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
So that was just huge. Like seeing other people at all different stages of this struggle and just knowing that you weren't the only one that did it, like was crazy to me because here I'm like thinking I was just on my own for so long and I was like, no, nobody's this bad. Like nobody's as
Yes.
bad as I am. And just to know that like there are people with you, like motivating you, like encouraging you, like rooting you on, there for you, even if you have a good day or a bad day. And like also you being there for them. Like I definitely feel so much better when I help other people. So just like being present in that group was nice. And also like knowing that I have that group to fall back on in the future if I ever need to is huge.
Yes. Yeah.
Hmm.
It's like we can share these struggles with like loved ones or whatever, but like you said, it's like sometimes you don't want to let them know like how bad it actually is because you don't want them to worry when they're dealing with stuff. And it's like when you come in here, it's like that I can hold space for you, but also like other people are literally going through the exact same thing. So you're not like putting a burden on them. It's like, no, I get you. Like, thank you for sharing your struggles with me. Like now I
Right.
feel less alone. And it's just that
Right.
ripple effect. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think another huge eye opener to me was like such an age range, like women of all different ages. And it was like even more of a motivating factor, like that I was proud of myself that I didn't necessarily wait just more time, that like letting time go by and I got help. And I know everybody is called to fix it when they're called to fix it, or it might pop up later in life. But yeah, that was also encouraging just to see like all walks of life. Like it's not just like young girls that struggle with their body. It's like you need to start working on accepting your body so that you can be a role model for your kids because it doesn't go away when you get older. Like,
That
yeah.
that right there. Like you just gotta like shout that to the rooftops, Gwen.
Oh, you trust. Yep.
So true.
Yeah.
So true. Okay, one last thing. You said to me, like, you truly changed my life. And first of all, that like means so much to me, but I also like never take that lightly. Like that, truly means so much to me when somebody says, like, you changed my life. And I know the work that I do changes people's lives, but what do you think was like the biggest, like, biggest thing that really like changed for you? Like when you say like you changed my life, like kind of like what was that? What does that actually look like in your life right now of how your life is different?
I mean, broadly, this affected so many areas of my life.
Yeah.
But I would say like so basically every area, but I would say the biggest area, which I can already see, I don't have a significant other now, but I feel like I can already kind of start to see it in my friendships and relationships. I just feel like, and I also reflected on like my past relationships with significant others. I feel like when I wasn't accepting myself, I couldn't be there fully for them. And I was kind of like relying on them for that acceptance and love. So it was not only draining on them, but not fulfilling for me. So
Right.
I think that in this journey, finding that confidence in myself, just to be myself and be out there and like not ashamed to let everyone see me, really has allowed me to just be strong for whoever I'm in a relationship with, whether it's romantically or a friendship or a sibling. Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing for sure. And
Mm,
I honestly am really excited to see how the next relationship I get in is going to be, just because I feel like I can really be there,
yes.
because I love myself. So
Yeah, not just like physically, but like even emotionally, like, like now you know how to like better process your emotions and like, you just have like more mental space and capacity to be there for yourself and to be there for the person that you love. So good.
so true. Hmm.
I love it so, so, so much. So Yeah, thank you honestly for just like taking time. It means so much to me, and everyone listening is just going to be like so thankful that you just took some time to share your experience. And I'm sure people are going to feel a little less like, or more relieved that like, okay, if she can do it, like I can do it.
Yes, they can for sure. Because I thought the same thing. And I
Yeah,
remember listening. I'm still working my way through your podcast just because I like to have them on. They're
yeah,
encouraging. But yeah, listening to other people's stories really helped me too.
yeah. Was like listening to one of them the reason why you joined? Just curious.
No, actually, it was I forget if it was Instagram. And then through Instagram, I saw that you had a podcast on Spotify. So I started listening to that more.
Yeah. And then you were like, it's time to join the academy.
Yeah, I was like, okay, yep, I'm
It's done.
messaging her.
I love it. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I am so proud of you. And I really want you to like after this, just like acknowledge yourself and how far you've truly come because you've made some great progress. And I know sometimes it's like, oh, I'm so nervous for like what's to come, but like, you know what I mean? Like this, you've made this progress. Like it's here. This is your reality now. Like soak it in, like enjoy it, and just be like so damn proud of yourself because I'm really proud of you.
You. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
And
you're
again, thank you. Thank you for having this program available. It's really amazing.
that means a lot. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Have an amazing rest of your day, and we'll chat soon.
All
Bye.
right, sounds good. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.